Welcome back to the Cozy Cottage Homestead on Walkie Talkie on Wednesday. Just took a little walk down the driveway. I've seen all that rain that we had. We have some old limbs in this oak tree right here. Of course, they hit the ground, so we got a little bit of cleaning up to do this weekend. So for those of you that are skeptical that there's a supply chain issue, I'm here to tell you that we have finally been affected by it ourselves. This is some of the grass in the driveway that desperately needs to be cut. We have ordered the parts for our lawnmower. Those parts have been out for order, on back order now, because the company cannot get the parts that we need for the rider. So, just going to have to let the grass grow a little longer. But we do have the tractor for the rest of the property, so it's not all so bad. So today on the Walkie Talkie, I just want to bring to y'all's attention the importance of self-awareness, especially in public. I'll share a little thing that I experienced the other day whenever I went to town, which I don't usually go by myself, but this day I did. I had to pick up just a few things. One thing in particular I had to pick up from Tractor Supply was some ant poison, because the rain is making all the ants just go crazy right now. So that was quite a shocker. The price of things and the limited amount of supplies that they actually had as far as for ant spray and ant poison, that type of stuff. But anyway, today's story is going to be about self-awareness and to be aware of your surroundings at all times. So I walked out this particular little small back town grocery store. There was a good bit of traffic around the way, so I had to stop and wait to cross the little road because there were like cars everywhere. I guess everybody decided to go to town at the same time, and I always pay attention as best as I can, like who's around me. So I looked to my right, looked to my left, and there was a pretty rough looking fella standing there. Was a good distance from me, probably 4 or 5, 6 feet away. So I took off to go across the road, paying attention, that this person was pretty close to me. And as I was trying to cross the road, I had my purse in my hand, and usually I have it on my shoulder. Well, actually, usually my husband is with me. He holds it a lot of times for me since my back gives me problems in my neck. So anyway, when I reached to go ahead and pull my purse up, realizing that I could tell this person was getting a little bit too close for my comfort, I popped it up on my shoulder and grabbed it with the other hand. For 2 reasons. I had better control of my purse. It was more of in front of me as I crossed the road or the parking lot. And I also had a couple of tools that could have became very useful and helpful had the situation turned sour. But needless to say, nothing bad happened. So I did cross the road and noticed this fellow was right beside me and a little too close. So I waited for another car to pass to cross across the parking lot to go to my vehicle, while scanning the area to see if anyone else was looking and paying attention and noticed anything kind of crazy going on. And I walked up behind this car. Was an older lady driving it, to kind of go and get across the road, across the parking lot to get to my car and to get away from this person that was extremely too close to me. So I did. Actually, I almost bumped into the person's car because I was getting away from this person and kicking up my heels a little bit, trying to get on out the way, not really sure what this person was up to. And I did. I got to my car. The person did turn and walk the other way. But what I noticed out my mirror in the side of my car as I got in my car, as soon as I hit my ignition, my doors lock automatically, which is just as quick as me locking it with my hand by hitting the button. So I knew getting there and bump the key, I don't even have to try to crank it. It'll just finish cranking, and that it would crank and it would lock. But I did notice this feller that looks a little on the rough side was headed to a pickup truck that was already running. He didn't purchase anything in the store. I didn't purchase anything in the store because I didn't find what I was looking for. But I was just thinking how awkward it would have been had I had a buggy full of groceries or something and maybe not paying as much attention. And then you wonder if this person actually watched you get out your vehicle and go in the store and was possibly thinking of stealing your vehicle. My vehicle, unfortunately, I did not know this till after I purchased it. It had nothing to do with the name or the brand or the make or the model. It was just a vehicle that I felt fit my needs. And having a large Labradoodle, taking her on hikes and taking her camping, I needed the space, so I did get an SUV a few years back. Well, for all I know, this fella could have been just trying to snatch my purse, which he would have gotten absolutely no money whatsoever, maybe a few dollars and some change. That he may have just wanted the keys to my vehicle. He may have just been looking for a ride to steal. So as I get in my car a little bit flustered, I look around, there's another fella in a big old nicer vehicle, a nicer truck, was just watching, and I was like, okay, what is going on here? You know, this is a small little quiet town in the country. I mean, maybe he's just paying attention and saw what happened and was watching, I don't know. So I didn't really look very hard at this person. I could tell it was probably 30-something-year-old or close to 40-year-old, decent-looking guy. So I was just like, kind of like shaking my head a little bit like, you know, like what just happened? This person was just on my heels, way too close to me. And I looked over there, and I shook my head again, and I was just like, okay, whatever, you know, what just happened? This is crazy. And he gave me a big old thumbs up. And I was like, I don't know this person from Adam. So I feel like this person was just very aware of the situation, of what was going on, and just saw a lady walking out to her vehicle and realized that this fella was probably up to absolutely no good. So I just want y'all to realize I know people are getting tired of homesteaders telling other people, oh, you need to prepare, oh, you need to protect yourself, make sure you have tools, and make sure you have this, and make sure you have that. I don't think people are realizing that a lot of us homesteaders are just wanting to make sure that everyone is aware that what is going on. The crime in the United States alone has, I don't even know, quadrupled, and even probably a bigger word than that I can't even probably pronounce, you know, but the crime has just gone through the roof since 2020, and it's going to only get worse and worse and worse. And I think the bigger cities that you were in, the bigger towns that you were in, that's where you're going to see the most crime. But also, not just in the big cities. This was a small city. Even just down the road an hour or so, they had a brutal crime, a break-in. And these people are breaking in to steal stuff. They're not really, their main goal is not to kill someone. It is just to steal what they can steal. Do y'all not realize? I know a lot of you are. I'm not talking to the ones that's in the choir. I'm talking to those that just keep stopping by and visiting, that are getting information and learning, and they're starting to wake up that it's not going to get any better. As the economy gets worse, as things get worse every single day, we are seeing more and more and more crime. So just want you to be aware of that. I think the homesteaders are just trying to help others because we want everyone to make it. We don't want to hear about people being caught off guard and innocent, good people being harmed and being robbed. We can't prevent it from happening completely, but the best prevention, I think, is just being aware and paying attention to your surroundings. Even on your homestead, there are lots of people just wandering around now. I've heard of several people just had some squatters on the back of their property. Now, they had a lot more land than I did. I pretty much can scan my land pretty good, and I do have some wooded areas. But it is something to think about. Don't think it can't happen to you. I consider myself to be a pretty fit person. I'm a little more cautious now than I've ever been with the injuries that I have. But I still try to pay attention, and I wonder if I hadn't been paying attention and made the moves that I made, if things would have been different. And not in a good way, probably in a bad way. But I know a lot of people are telling people to don't go to town by yourself, and even in broad daylight, people are getting robbed and people are getting mugged and their children are getting kidnapped. And it is unsafe. It is important for us, even as adults, to use the buddy system. Yeah, it may sound childish to you or immature, or you have a very controlling spouse or loved one that thinks, no, you don't have to tell me what I have to do. It's not about all that, people. People need to cut the drama. It is not about that. It's about people that love each other and care about each other and want their loved ones to be safe and being accountable for your whereabouts. If you love your family and you love your kids, then you're going to make sure that you know their whereabouts. And oh my, how easy would that be for all the parents that have cell phones now? You can put the trackers on your child's phone, and you can find out where they are to make sure that they are safe coming and going, and keep tabs on them. Not to be a nosy, aggravating parent, but just be a loving, caring parent that is responsible, that is looking out for their child's or their spouse's best interest, because the world is not the same as it used to be. And I don't think the world will ever be like it used to be. And if you don't believe all of this and you don't think there's nothing going on, here's you a good spot to start. Google Agenda 2030 and read all of the reports. It's out there, people. If you want information, they're not hiding it from us. It's there. They may be distracting you with other worldly things that's going on, but there are agendas in place, and the public populated cities are going to be the first places to be affected by all of this that they are trying to implement. So don't take my word for it. I'm just sharing to help the others that want to do better and be more aware and become more self-sufficient and provide and take care of their family. So if you take this video the wrong way, that I'm just being a mother hen, then I'm sorry for being a loving and caring, responsible person that likes to let people know what's going on and give them a peace of mind. So farewell, Homestead family, friends, and neighbors, and thanks for watching and joining me today. And thank you for all the new wonderful subscribers and all of the wonderful subscribers that I have on my channel. We are really growing a really wonderful community of like-minded folks, and for that I am very thankful. So farewell from the Homestead family, friends, and neighbors, from the Cozy Cottage Homestead.